Alrighty, hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing, David? Now, today we're doing the Boss Mustang. We are. Now, my plan. I have a cunning plan, sire. Um, there's a blast from the past. Is to do all the stuff that I'm going to do with the. Oh, hey, Bassman, how you doing? Do by hand brushing and then do the airbrushing. This is my theory, and what it is too. Can you name that Monty Python sketch? And next question, what her theory is. Anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. That's something I would like. We'll just basically go through the different colours. I think we all know the drill here. All right. Now, as always, David knows what's coming. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Mom. Don't mind me, guys. I can be very silly at times. Now let's bring the camera around. Now I shall move myself into a more suitable position. In we come. Now, there's something. Excuse me a moment, guys. I'm just going to put you on mute for a moment. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just having I'm having a few issues with my headset today. I'm not quite sure what the deal is. Never mind. Never mind. All right. Assembly sheets are usually the geo at this juncture. We can pick a color and just do that. I believe is probably the geo. Now, what's now I think I know what color we might be heading for. And I'm going to suggest at this stage of proceedings. Give me a moment. Jolly good. I see. I'm looking for E. Excuse me, which is to say, well, they list it as iron, I believe that is. There is not. Do you know? It's the damn, yeah. Iron metallic. Eisen metallic, yeah. Here's a fun fact for you about the. Yeah, that wasn't the one I was referring to. It was that is my theory, and what it is too. Can you name the character and state her theory? Time frame given. We'll go for wait until I've identified all the. That's what I was going to share with you. In German, iron is Eisen. Yeah. In Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings, there is a river, the River Ison, which is called the Iron River. Some of the languages are based on various things from our world, and that is one such. There you go. Shit you probably never cared about before and are unlikely to again, but now you know it. All right, now, so yeah, okay. Daisy, come here, you. Really now? What kind of need-bent advancing behaviour is that? Now, I don't think that's intriguing. So they've now... Okay. I'll show you something that has me a bit eyebrow raised, but it'll be done by brush anyway. That's a bit weird. Anyway. There's not much to be done in that colour, it would appear. In which case, I would suggest we may as well do that one. It's only like a lot of small stuff, really. And we might as well go from the front even. But I don't, like I said, we've got eyes now that I've seen how, yeah. All right. Now, the person with the theory and what it is do is from a Monty Python sketch. And the character's name is an elk. That's if and not an elk. And her theory, right, so we're going to need our engine backplate. We're going to need... her theory is that the Brontosaurus was thin on one end, much, much thicker in the middle, and thin again at the other end. That's her theory. Well, this theory of yours seems to hit the nail right on the head, and it's mine. Apparently she has another theory. Her theory the second by Anne which she wishes to expound, but is mowed down in a hail of submachine gun fire. Why? Because that's Monty Python. Alrighty. Alright. Here's 90. I would suggest 92 would be nearby. 90, 95, 93, 94. I mean, really, now, people, do you mind? I'm guessing they don't. Unless you found 90. 92, 92. Need that one anyway. Well, here and there it is. Found it. Boom. Let's do this, kids. Let's do this, shall we? Now, as I was talking or mentioning earlier, I have been unable. Now, other thing is, oh, really, you get over there. To locate an actual paint, an iron paint in SMS. I do, however, that's aluminium. Anyway, I've got two bloody aluminiums. We'll leave that discussion there. Yeah, I know, but I have got a steel, and that's a different metallic to what I would normally have. Yada 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 yada. I'm sure you get the drill. I just got it. Now the question then comes: which one of these is it in? Let's have a look. Well, here's one. Where's the other one gone? No, Rob. Oh, there it is. Anyway, hopefully it's in this one. Not hopeful, actually. Yeah. No, maybe not. Yeah, they're clear. These aren't looking like there's any metallics in here. No, these are all the different nationalities. So I haven't. Yes, no. That's red gold. No, no. No, no. Actually, the one I should be doing more commonly these days that's well known is Consuela. Oh, no, no. Here we go. Let's see now. Steel is the colour I seek. Give me a moment. It's playing hide and seek, guys. This is no fun at parties. Oh, really? Yeah, I can see why. This is why I'm kind of. Or is it out and I'm just being a blind bastard? That's not impossible either. I do have the acrylic steel, but I'd rather use the excuse me SMS, because that's the paints that I've been using throughout. So I'm figuring if I can sort of maintain that, then I've got some semblance of consist. Yeah, I found it. Ha ha. There we go. Now you do there, you do there. I don't have much, but unfortunately I don't need much. Shaking up the paint. Oh, hey John, how you doing? Yeah, look, man, I've come to a few conclusions about modeling benches. One of them is that I think unless people are right onto it, and as you can see, I'm not, it's pretty much par for the course for them to be areas of unfettered carnage. And yeah, well, what can I say? Now, my plan, you're going to be going here, radio sunshine, nice one. This I got to see, and you'd be within your rights. Is that because I'm moving house in a couple of weeks? My plan is to obviously, once I'm in, get everything set up, keep it in order. It's a good plan. What odds do I give myself of maintaining said plan? Somewhere between maybe Buckley's and fuck all. Now, as you can gather, actually, I should probably explain that a little to you guys, because here we go. As you can gather, the term Buckley's chance means not much. But its origins, I'm guessing you guys are probably unfamiliar with it, unless you're from Australia, because it's an Australianism. It goes back to colonial times, and when Australia was a penal colony. colony rather, not Connolly, colony. And a prisoner, I believe his first name was William, but his surname was definitely Buckley, escaped into the wilderness. And look, the reality here is, I don't think it was anywhere where there's any great amount of water. Because, yeah, and if you think Australia's got I believe Australia's reputation of having a harsh environment well known, it is deserved. I can say that as someone who comes from here, that it will do you a nasty. It will. If you are. Anyway, so he escaped and they ran off into the wilderness, and they've just gone, yeah, well, good luck with that, son. Left him to figure it out for himself, which is to say, you're gonna die now. And bam. The story runs that he became friendly with the local Aboriginal tribe. Now, as you can imagine, friendly with the Aboriginals, they showed him how to do it. He lived. Odds, pretty minimal that would even happen. It did. Thus, Buckley's chance. And there you go. There's today's history lesson. I'm sure there are similar sorts of oops, a daisy. Paper towel. There we go, very good. Now. I'm going to get a really sizable brush. Initially, in fact, I'll probably get to the chunker. And we'll do a few things here. First, we're going to do our color marker. We've been setting up on all our other paint bottles. And that I've been rather, wow. Steel is so much darker than the aluminium colors, or the aluminium, or gunmetal, or even, it's really dark. And I've always found it a bit tricksy to apply with a brush, because it's really freaky. It seems to almost explode. All metallics have this weird little thing they seem to do, where to achieve the color, it's as in the reflection, it's it behaves a certain freaky way. I'll give you a zoom in on what I'm talking about shortly. That should be plenty. Now, what I'm talking about is hopefully you can see what I'm. Look at that. Now that is freaky as all hell. It's almost moving all of its own volition. You see what I'm saying? That freaks me out. Just saying. And I would say they require that to achieve a lot of the metallic effect, you would think. But it's also part of the. These are, like I said, these are very. Or I've said before, these are very thin paints. They're generally meant for airbrushing. So yeah, in that regard, they're a bit. There we go. They can be a bit tricksy to apply with a hand brush because you've got to work them in more. Excuse me. And that's more especially with the metallics in this range. There we go. All right, we're going to be coming back. We're going to go this side and then we'll go back around, and yeah. Till we've got a bit of solidity in the there's a word, solidity. Oop. Oh, look, yeah, the entire reason for the establishment of Australia is pretty full on. What the convicts, and let's face it, what some of them were sent for was just really wanting to feed their families. That's ultimately what it came down to in a lot of instances. Brutal treatment. Yeah. What you also might want to read once you've gotten your noggin around that one is not just the stories of the penal colony. I always get a bit of a chortle out of the concept of a penal colony because it reminds me of a sketch I saw in a movie called The Kentucky Fried Movie. It was put out by the same people who put out a movie called, well, I know it as Flying High, but it's called Airport in other countries. And Leslie Nielsen, the one with the classic Shirley, you can't be serious. I am, and don't call me Shirley. And yeah, basically it's they were doing a parody of divorce court in the sketch. I'll get back to the things you might want to read up on. And anyway, in the sketch, they excuse me, they've got somebody a woman in the witness booth, and there's this guy, one of the attorneys, brandishing a dildo at her. And he chirps out with, "Young lady, are you aware of the penal laws in this state?" So every time I think of penal colony, I think of all these people brandishing dildos. Are you aware of the penal laws in this colony? Anyway, now I've gotten that out of my system. There we go. Now we're getting a bit of solid colour coming in. Excuse me. And yes, now getting back to the point of, so yeah, read up if you'd be interested in reading on that sort of thing, because some of it's pretty full on, and if you really want to go into it, what went on with the expansion of the colonies and stuff like that. It wasn't just at one point. There was one, obviously, in Victoria, what's now a place called Victoria, which you may have heard of. You would probably have heard of Melbourne. That's the capital of Victoria. And there's Tasmania. There was a large, because there were multiple settlements where there were it wasn't just at one point. So yeah. Ultimately, of course, as was the way of the time, the colonies are established and the native population gets screwed over. While I'm not happy about, that's the wrong word. I think it's pretty full on and not okay what happened. The sad reality is that that era, all the nations were expanding their empires. If it hadn't been the English, it would have been the French or the Dutch or the Spanish. And history shows that they were no kinder than the English. They were all very good at genocide. So, yeah. On that cheerful note. But yeah, that's it. It's, yeah, I guess it's like any nation's history. It's got all nations have some very dark moments in their history. It's a fact. And I don't think let's face it, even amongst European nations, I mean, obviously look at Nazi Germany, genocide is a thing. Look at the Huguenots. There was a bit of nastiness. Look at the Palestinians. Oops, got a little political there, but the Uyghurs, that's in Asia, but nonetheless, basically it shows that humans are just nasty. It's a fact. I'm sorry, guys. We're a nasty bunch of pricks, generally. All right, we'll have to let that settle in, and then we'll give that another coat a bit later on. I'll give this a bit more. Actually, I'm not entirely satisfied with that. Yeah, I mean, I know that this metallic is particularly thin. I'm not quite sure why metallics tend to be that way, but they do. This one more than most. All right, we'll get that solid. It'll be okay. It'll be okay. Now, now. Rubbing. Oops, almost nailed. Now, all right, getting there slowly. This is requiring some very heavy light. There we go. Now we got you. It's got the surface tension on this is interesting. That's what it is, because it's got a very high surface tension that just clings, doesn't go out so much, and when it does, it doesn't like it. No, it doesn't like it. No. Okay. I guess there's pluses to that, but all right, we'll have to let that roll for the time being. 90. Hang on, make sure I've got. Yeah, it was 90. Yep. All right. Now, this might not look like it has surface on it, but it does. It's just that it's white surface. So, yeah. I've forgotten as to how fiddly, not fiddly. I have this is the first time I've hand brushed this colour on this kit. I have hand brushed it before and I forgot how much of a, I'm trying to say what the correct adjective is. It can be frustrating, but yeah. There we go. We have to. It's more of a patience game than pretty much any of the other ones. There we go. All right, that's all the stuff that we can do with the big brush on this one. Has it dried sufficiently to know? Not yet. That's the one thing about them being very thin. They do then have the ability to be redone pretty sharply thereafter. So next, let me finish cleaning this brush. Jolly good. Now, this time we want a really sharp brush and my goggles. Actually, I can already see it's not as bad as I thought. As far as, yes, obviously, I mean, you always should do your 2 coats anyway, but yeah, alrighty. Excuse me. Now, sharp brush, that's what I was after. We'll go with, hang on. Will we go with that one? No. That one's looking nice. Goggles. And this is just a little bit right there. All right. Excuse me. It's coming up. Just requiring that gentle working. And there is a spot there where I need to do a touch of chassis black. Just to tidy up the backboard a little. Now, all right, yep. And come a little spot there of. I'll give you a zoom in on that. Actually, give you a zoom in on all that we just done there, and you'll see that it's actually. I'm gonna. Well, no, I'm not. And you'll see that it's. This headset is giving me the jips today. I don't know what the deal is with it. You'll see that it's a very thin paint, and as I said before, I'm really surprised that it's behaving quite that way. Well, I'm not surprised. I've been through, had this happen before. It just gets a bit. What's the adjective I'm looking for? Annoying, I guess. It's not an inaccurate adjective to roll out here. Now, give me a moment, as I said. Rinse. Now, pardon me. Next, that's what I was doing. I was going to show you, wasn't I? Yes, I was. Oh, this headset. Why is that twisting? I don't know. Anyway, now, all we did there was there's our drive shaft. I'm not quite sure what that is, but that's still got to, once that dries, we'll give that a bit more love. Again, not quite sure what this is, but there you go. And finally, on the, just that little spot there. These two are a different color, but there. Alrighty. Zoom out. Now, something I'm a little interested about as a color. Because now what I can see, now that I've got laid out in front of me all of the bits, is that we are very close to getting most, if not all, of the hand brushing stuff done. This is good. This is very good. But foist. Now, what I want to have a look at. Here we go. I reckon there's 5 of these. This we'll find out. Anyway, so Right. What we have here, I'll zoom in for this so you can see what the dealio is. Here. Right. What our objective is. And if you give me a moment, actually, while I'm here. Where are we? Give me a moment, I'll grab the relevant parts. Will help. Let me zoom out for a moment. Let's get these out of the way over here whilst we get our mags out, because they should be here. Rob, where have you put them? Ah, here they are. Now, there aren't 5. Why would there be 5, you'd have to say? But there are 4. That's the important deal in my eyes. Now, what we're going to do, what we've got to do here, first I'll give you a zoom in on these, then I'll give you a zoom in on the painting directions. Now, and we'll get our cardboard bit. Just right. Now, what you'll see is in here, it'll be a bit more right. If I lift that up, you can see there's some holes. I leave the holes. Around those, on the inside there, are first, okay, you can see the bolts there. Those I've got to do chrome, but the areas on the inside of the chrome there, on that each little triangle segment, as it were, need to be done jet black. This we will now do. All right. Now, and the bolts, let's see if I can get them. Actually, I might even be able to give you a zoom in here. Right. That's probably going to be better. Right. There we go. Now you can see exactly what I'm on about. You see how there's those 5 bolts? They're going to be kept done chrome in the chrome paint that I'm using. There we go. Yeah. So you can see exactly what I'm on about. Now I'm going to have a close look at what it. Now let's see. Yeah, I need to back you out just a little. That light's not so good. There we go. Now, so as you can see, there we go. So we got they've got it listed as a different black. I wanted the same black. Oh, am I being decisions? Robin. Yeah, we'll go with jet black. Now, jet black being this one. It's a fresh bottle. Looks like it. Jolly good. All right. Which means I probably need to give it. And that's going to require a fair bit of caution, I would suggest. So it's just that. All righty. Yeah. We'll probably want to go in at an angle to make sure that we've got a better set of options on various parts of that. But first, let's mix our paint. Now, is there anything else I'm going to want to do in this jet black color? By hand? Probably not. I'll quickly check that just from my own. I mean, I might as well check. I don't think so. In fact, I'm prepared to go a step further. Unless it's, the only stuff I'm doing really that color by hand is the interior. I suppose I could consider just having a look at the interior and maybe seeing if there's any touch-ups I want to do of that once I've gotten the wheels done. So I don't think there's much I want to tidy up on there. If anything, maybe we'll see. Oh, we'll see. Yeah, probably not. All right, but all right. Next, let's keep mixing that paint, as I said. Might zoom out just a little more now. Oops! Oh, for fuck's sake! This bloody headset. What is your issue? It's just this one side. It's actually really irritating. Yeah, it's not sitting in. I don't know what that's the problem. Hey, yo, that's all I'm saying. For fuck's sake, will you sit properly? Why isn't it sitting? Irritation factor is fairly high on that one, I must say. Let's see how we're traveling on the mixing. Now, almost there, I'd say. Excuse me a moment. Thought I saw a spot of mist paint, and it wasn't that at all. It was just that the way the light was running off of it. Okay, we should be mixed enough now, I'd say. Let's do this. So, well, that's good. Comparison to the steel paint, just like, yeah, much thicker. Now, we're going to be very precise with this one because of the hole. It'll really stick out. Goggles. You're definitely going to go the cut-in approach, which is to say do the edges first. Alrighty. Now, let's give you guys a... I mean, it's probably not a bad posse anyway. Alright. It's actually kind of hard. To peg the exact edge because of the reflection. There we go. I can see that these wheel rims are going to be a saga all on their own, because there's but look at that, because there's 5 portions here. Oops. Might want to get a bit of paper towel here. Give me a moment. Oh, that's a bit good. So you can just wipe it off very quickly. Into there. There we go. All right. I need to get a bit more wipey with the. Is that just me? So you know what the device or what the thing to use would be. Boom. Now, if it works on canopies, that's just me being a dick. All right, I'll show you how the first one looks, and then we'll continue along. Yeah. So you can see that's, once they're all done, that's going to look really cool. It's just that it's going to be a saga. Hang on. You can't see it. There you go. Now, next. I'm going to move that slightly up, guys. There we go. Now, All right, coming along. Now, just keep having a quick gander at. Oh yeah, I can go for a while longer yet. I would like very much to see if I can get these wheels done. Now, the issue that might arise, because this is heavily into what I refer to as Hunchback of Notre Dame turf, which is to say I've got to fully hunch on in, my back might have other thoughts. Wow, I've got to say though, yeah, it's a bit swish as a look. It does require patience, but then again, as I have said a few times before, if you don't have patience, you're probably in the wrong hobby. If you're doing models, or if you're not willing to use patience, I can be hellishly impatient on occasion. This is not one of them. There are them who will tell you I am very demanding and that I expect perfection yesterday. Damn right. Modelling is not that time. Oops. Toothpick. There we go. All right, how we're traveling. Now, we might want to do a bit of tidying up in here. Is that just the light? All right. I see. All right. There's been one little spot in there that I'm finished. There we go. I think. All right. Whew. Third segment. One of the things about this sort of, hang on a moment. Oops. Toothpick time. Now, let's go into actually, no, we're starting around this way. There we go, and maybe now this angle. around here. Whew. Tell you guys, she's a wee bit tricksy. Oops, got the, oh no! Off of there, damn you. And there. And in there, get off of there. Fresh toothpick. Let's clean them up. Wonder if I can uncover. I accidentally got the bolt. Can I pick the paint off of that? Nah, I'll just have to hit that with the. Well, I'm going to be hitting it with chrome anyway. That's all right. Now, let us continue. Well, that one's pretty much, yeah. Maybe just a little. Delay. There we go. And all right. Next we go here. Actually, no, not yet. We don't. We do a little bit more here. That's better. Next, hang on a moment. Yeah, hang on. Delay. It wasn't. There we go. Now we'll come. Oops, daisy. These are very tricksy. There we go. Now, God, this is just one. This might be a task that I would be well advised to do over the course of a few streams. We'll see how we travel. Because this is just one, like I said. Gone a little too high there. Give me a moment. There we go. Now. Oops. Tell you. Sorry guys, I'm not being very chatty, am I? Yeah. I'm not going to get a really good look at this until I get under the magnification of the camera. There's the reality here. More toothpick. Almost. And there. There we go. And there we go. And you're coming along. Maybe just excuse me a moment, guys. There. Oops. Clear that out. All right. Yep, and there as well. All right. Finally, that one. And then, yeah, I'm not going to do all four of them. We'll do one a day, I think will be the drill. No, we'll see how we go, but they're a pretty big job. But even as you can see with that one, just roughly, it looks going to be pretty cool. Yeah. And finally, oh, so I just noticed something. The thing about this stuff is that it's so shiny, sometimes you think you're seeing black on stuff, and you're not. What you're seeing is the reflection. That's actually really cool, you think about it. Now in we come. In many ways, these are some of the more challenging bits of painting that I've actually done in my time. And it's because of the angles. And I'm not talking about the culture from ancient European times. Sorry, that was terrible. Actually, wasn't that bad. It's a bit obscure. Now, now. Not unhappy with how that looks, though, I've got to say. As a starting point, given that I haven't done the bolts yet. Now, let me just have a quick gander. A bit more there. Oops. But almost. fresh toothpick. Give me a moment. Here we go. There we go. All right. Good Lord. That took a bit of time and effort. But there we go. One mag wheel. Now I've still got to do the bolts, which is in there. But there we go. Dear oh dear, kids. That's a lot of work in doing that. Do I want to go for another one? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I want to get as much of these done. I'll grab a couple more toothpicks just because, well, we all know what's going to happen. Let's see how much of this we can get done today, shall we? Because, like I said, this is actually a really big job. It's become apparent. So, yeah. The thing about the big ones is that, well, the sooner they get done, the sooner they're done. Looks pretty swish. I'm pretty happy with it. I must say, it's the way Revell have, okay, it requires that you, excuse me a moment, do some pretty precise painting. But the way Revell have supplied the chrome as the backing, it really gives it a good swish look. And that's what you want. You want your model to go, ooh, and ah. You know what I'm saying? And if you're the builder and you're going, ooh, ah, that's always good. Because then you're happy with your kit. That's my theory. Oops, toothpick. That didn't take long, did it? Now, for those who have not seen me do this with with canopies, toothpicks, I find, are a very good way of removing unwanted paint when you're doing stuff like this. The wood is soft enough to ensure that you don't scratch the plastic, but strong enough, because if your paint's still rather damp, it will get picked up. You just gotta, there we go, I think. Clean that area. Not quite. Not happy with that. Oh, my back's starting to protest. I want to get this properly clean before. There we go. That's just the flakes, I think, wasn't it? There we go, that's better. Maybe get even. Get out of there, fuck you. Now I have you. The stickiness is strong in those ones. Alright. Now. There we go. Now. I'll just hit that a moment. Oops. I see how this happens now. Because I'm coming in at an angle, but I do need to come in at. And at that point, the side of the brush is coming in contact with the wheel rim. Yep, there we go again. Very annoying that, because there's not much you can do. Well, actually there is, but it's a bitch. Maybe we have to do that then. Hang on. Let's get this tidied first. The only other option, and it's not ideal in my eyes by any stretch, is to go straight in. Actually, you know what? I'm changing my brush. I think this one's suffering from what I call paint fatigue. Just to say, it's been doing some pretty hard yakka. Needs a break. And brushes do get that way, it's a thing. In my experience, at least. Now then. All right, where was I? Ah, yes. Very quickly, whilst now that I've noticed something else. There we go. Now, let's go with this one. Delete. A bit more. And there we go. One, I think. A little bit more. Right into there. There we go. And all right. One. Dearie me. Next. And all right. Next. That one's come up pretty quickly and easily thus far. All right. Now, very quickly, I will just on the inside of these. Getting there. It's a pretty major process, guys. Bit of a bit more than I can chew in one stream for this. Now, yeah, I think I'll be getting as much done as I can, and then if I can get this other this one done, I'll be happy. There's a whole lot goes on in here now. And into just into there. Come on. Yeah. There we go. Toothpick. They are coming up though. Sometimes I fit the bolts, but that's okay because I'm just going to hit them with some chrome anyway. Diddly. You get off of there. There we go. Better. Whew. Into there. And alrighty, we are getting places on this one, kids. I need a mouthful of coffee, I'll tell you that much free of charge. Oh dear God, that was good. Actually, let's not be shy. That wasn't so much a mouthful, that was a power chug. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Now, a bit of a tidy up there required, I just noticed. There we go. Nice. Alrighty. Next. Well, actually, we've made good progress on these. On the whole. We'll go into there. Toothpick. Now, we're getting places. if I can get, actually, do I reckon I can get all 4 done? That would be a big effort. I'm tempted. What's the time? No. But what can happen? One thing I am considering is that tomorrow, what I can do is, excuse me while I just concentrate. Tomorrow, I can do some other colours. And finish jet black off on we're about to be very juvenile, because I said finish a jet black off, and then I've said this mental audio sort of moment of maybe Beavis and Butthead. He said black off. Did I work with teenagers for too long? Possibly. I've got a slight issue here. Not might do. I'm not sure. It's hard to tell sometimes. On these, is that paint or reflection? Hang on. I can use my hand ideally. Maybe. It's reflection. We good. That could be a bit tidier. All right. Now, this one. So I'm thinking that what I'll do is I'll finish this one off. Tomorrow, I'll do some more hand brushing, and we'll finish the wheel these or the jet black on them anyway. What that'll mean is then we can come back stream after that, do all the chrome, because we need to hit the chrome on for the bolts on these. So I think that's a very solid sort of a plan to roll with. Give me a moment. Now, hang on a moment. That's a bit better. All right. Wow. yeah, I think my idea of doing, and in fact, even tomorrow I could even revisit the steel. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, we'll see. Oh, yeah, there we go. Now, and alrighty. There we go, a little bit in there. All right. I'm going to clean my brush. I'll zoom you in. And we'll also have a quick gander at see how the other bits are coming up. And then I'm going to wind up the stream. I'm actually pretty happy with how these are coming up. They're starting to look kind of swish. And whilst it does require some pretty serious work, it's work that comes with a pretty serious reward. So, you know. Now, excuse me a moment. Yeah. Alrighty. Now, first things first, we did. Let's see how they're coming up. That, the drive shaft, and yeah, let's go to the second, maybe even a third coat. And another part, which I would say also probably needs a second or third coat. Oh, it's not that bad, but you know. And a little bit on the dash, or the engine rear, engine backboard. Is it going to come up? No, now we're going to need the cardboard. So just there. There's a little bit of tidying up needed for the black. That's okay. But the thing we worked on the most today, and give me a moment. I'm just going to splatch. Was these. Now we've got 2 more of those to do, and we'll do them tomorrow. And once they're fully dried, we can hit the bolts there with some chrome. But they take a fair bit of work. They do. Alrighty. Alrighty. Now, if you're wondering why I've got that like that, it actually feels more comfortable. It's got this. It's just not. It doesn't seem, no matter how I sit, it's just going to sit out like that. Strangely, that's more comfortable. Go figure. At least I can got a functional microphone. And yeah. Anyway, that's me done for today. Tomorrow we're probably going to do a lot of the same sort of stuff. Actually, I think probably solidifying that steel color. Doing the jet black on the other wheel rims. If you've got time, maybe another color. I'm pretty pleased with how it went today. Thank you, David. And I'm really pleased with how those wheel rims are coming up. They do look good. They're just very time consuming, really. That's the only real deal. All right. Well, as I said, that is me done for today. Now, any first-time viewers out there, you know the drill. Follow, like, or subscribe. If you want to track me down other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. What are those words? Follow, like, or subscribe. Now, tomorrow, as I said, I'll be back. And my pleasure, Bassman. Yeah, have a good day, dude. Now, yeah, tomorrow I'll be back. As I said, we'll be reinforcing the steel, doing the other wheel with the other mags, and with the jet black. And I think that's about it. So, well, and depending how we go, we might do some other colours as well. That's another story. Alrighty, so at the end of the day, all that I am able to say at this juncture is that I'll be back tomorrow at a similar kit time and on the same kit channel. My pleasure, David. And I'll catch you good people then, hopefully. See you later.